Marriage rates have steadily declined over the past few decades, and now researchers from Cornell University are offering up a possible explanation. There just aren't as many economically attractive men for unmarried women to meet as there used to be. You know, in a sense, that's true, because a lot of these economically attractive men are choosing to stay the fuck away. God damn, we've been saying this for the past 6-7 years with MGTOW, right? Because remember 6 years ago? And it's like, oh, MGTOW is just nothing but a bunch of neckbeard losers in their mom's basements who no woman wants anyway. Why do I care if a bunch of incels say that they're not getting married? And then fast forward a few years, and was it Henry Cavill, the guy who played Superman? And now I think he's going to be playing Geralt in the Witcher series. Hashtag Netflix, right? Am I right? But yeah, so, and now that you got very rich and good-looking actors who basically say the same thing, like, yeah, this whole dating and marriage thing is not for me. I'd rather not risk losing everything. Fuck that shit. Now everyone is suddenly starting to notice MGTOW. Now everyone's starting to see. Previous studies had attempted to answer why marriage rates are on the decline, but most focus solely on the gender ratio discrepancies as opposed to looking into the specific socioeconomic characteristics that make a particular man or woman a good match. And none of these studies consider that men are finding it not worth it anymore. You ever notice that? They never want to even consider the possibility that men just aren't finding any value in it anymore. Because if you dig deeper into this, you get to some pretty uncomfortable results, you know? Like, women's sexual liberation was actually men's liberation, because now that men can get all the free sex they want and all the one-night stands, why would they get married? It used to be if you wanted to have sex, you had to get married, right? Or, you know, or if you wanted to have it without society looking down on you anyway. And being ostracized from society was actually a big deal 200 years ago. But now, if all you want is to get your dick wet, just go to the fucking bar. There's plenty of women out there just looking to get laid too. You just meet up with one of them and you both get what you want. Why the hell would you marry anyone? And the difference is, and I actually feel sorry for women in this sense, because they, from the moment they get out of high school, basically, their everyday life, at least for the attractive ones, their everyday life, their everyday existence is guys just throwing themselves at them because they want to have sex with them. And then one day they wake up and they're 35 and they're not attractive anymore, and then they complain that they feel invisible. They lost their privilege, so to them it appears to be oppression now. When in reality, they're just being treated like unattractive women and men are. So, like equals, basically. So women, they, a lot of times they blow their 20s and early 30s just, you know, riding the cock carousel, as Terrence Popp says. And Turfing Monkey and all them. But yeah, so they go out, have all the sex they want, thinking that that's how their life is always going to be. And then one day they realize nobody wants to have sex with them anymore unless they really lower their standards. And then they're like, okay, now that the cock carousel ride is over, now I'm going to settle down. Now I'm going to find the right man and start a family. And then they look around and all the quote-unquote right men that they'd want are dating 18, 19, 20-year-olds. They don't want to start a family with you, and it's over at that point. All those guys that you said no to for all those years found better women. Women have this saying, right? If you can't handle me at my worst, then you're not going to have me at my best, or you don't deserve me at my best. Well, men have a saying too. When it comes to women who, in their prime, keep turning you down, but after they pull the pin on the fat grenade and nobody wants them anymore, then suddenly they're interested in you. Yeah, we got a saying for that too. If I wasn't good enough for you then, you're not good enough for me now. That's one of the big contributing factors to marriage being on the decline. Look at Sinead O'Connor, perfect example. She had 4 marriages and 4 divorces. She had 4 fucking chances. Not even counting all the guys she probably turned down. Too late now. No one's willing to put up with it anymore. First, the study's authors examined data collected on recent marriages between 2007 to 2012 and 2013 to 2017. There's too many twos in there. Gathered as part of an American Community Survey's cumulative 5-year marriage statistics, that data was used to estimate the financial and socio-demographic characteristics of unmarried women's potential husbands by creating economic profiles that resembled real husbands who had married comparable women. These potential husband estimates were then compared to the actual population data on unmarried men across national, state, and local locations. That actually seems like a good way to go about it. I have nothing to say. Researchers found that these estimated potential dream husbands had an average income about 58% higher than the actual unmarried men currently available to unmarried women. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret here. So, hear me out. Hear me out. A lot of times, guys, once they stop chasing pussy, once they just work to support their hobbies, they realize that they can get by on way less money than they previously did. Because bars are expensive, dates are expensive. God forbid you put a ring on it, and then you have some crotch fruit, then you're really paying out the ass. Everyone keeps pointing out how much money Ricada makes on all of his streams every night. But that motherfucker has like 5 kids. He's not seeing any of that money. It's going straight to them. It's not his money. It's his kids' money. So if guys opt to stay single and they're not interested in trying to look attractive to women, and they cut back. It's literally the same fucking thing that's happening with the herbivore men in Japan. Once these men realize that they're a lot happier not being in the corporate salaryman environment and not trying to appease women, then they realize, hey, you know, I could actually survive on part-time jobs. And they do it. They adjust their living situation accordingly. And they don't need any more. They're happy. But somehow, women are most affected because women want them to be working themselves to the bone for them. And if they're not, then something's wrong with the man. Because how dare a man just focus on his own happiness than trying to make her happy? How dare he? You know, these synthetic husbands were also 30% more likely to be employed than real single men, and 19% more likely to have a college degree. Well, I'm employed. I have a college degree. I make pretty decent money. I mean, I have a job in computer security and all that. So, and I'm not looking. I'm staying single. I wonder if I'm skewing these statistics in any way. It was also observed that many racial and ethnic minorities, specific African American women, seem to be dealing with especially low numbers of economically attractive potential mates. Bullshit. Now they're assuming that black women are racist and only get with black men. God, how many times can you fuck up in one article? Additionally, women on both the low end and high end of the socioeconomic spectrum face a harder time finding an economically comparable mate. So, Turd Flinging Monkey and Terrence Popp and all them go into this, but I'll have to say this too, because I know that not everyone who listens to me listens to them. But the fact is, women seem to have fallen for the trap of thinking that what they find attractive in men is the same thing that men find attractive in women. No, that's projection. Just because you find a rich man attractive does not mean a man finds a rich woman attractive. Now, some guys, I'm not going to lie, if I had 2 equally appealing women and one of them was way richer than the other one, I'd be leaning towards the rich one because if nothing else, I could retire earlier. But otherwise, when a man is looking for a woman, unless she's in horrible debt, her economic situation doesn't actually even come into the picture. That's not what we look at. So here you have these women who, in the pursuit of more money, basically they're trying to live their life as a man, but in the pursuit of more money, they sacrifice all of the qualities men actually look for in a woman. They lose their youth and beauty and fertility. But they're 35, but they have a 6-figure salary, right? So all the guys will want them, right? No, I hate to bust your bubble there, but the guys are going to be going for the 19-year-old college student as opposed to you. Almost every time. in the pursuit of money, they lose everything that men actually look for in a potential mate. And then on top of that, their own hypergamy kicks in and they think, since I'm making $200,000 a year at my executive job, I need a man that makes at least $400,000. And meanwhile, the man that's making $400,000 is like, why the fuck would I bother with your entitled ass when I can just be a sugar daddy for some 20-year-old college girl? They put themselves in a situation where they're fucked. And this is why I kind of feel sorry for women in this case. Because, yeah, it's entirely their fault and it was nothing but their bad decisions. But it's too late. Once they realize they fucked up, it's too late. They can't fix it anymore. It's over for them. And that's what makes it sad. No matter how hard they try, they can never make that right. They can never fix it. And some of them try to do the right thing. I've gone over a few articles on my channel where older women are actually trying to warn young women with articles like, oh, I fell for the feminist lie, now I'm 50 and single and miserable. And they actually try to warn younger women to not make the same mistakes they did. And the younger women all respond with, like, what the fuck do you know, Grandma? You're just trying to take our man or something. Like, oh, fuck you. And 30 years later, they're going to be the ones writing those articles. Like, oh man, these other women tried to warn me and I was so mean to them. So most American women hope to marry, but current shortages of marriageable men with a stable job and a good income, make this increasingly difficult, especially in the current gig economy of unstable, low-paying service jobs, explains lead author Daniel T. Lichter of Cornell University in a media release. So once again, I know I'm not the only one, but I am a single man with a full-time job and 2 different side jobs, actually. And I'm not looking for a mate. That's the thing they never consider. They never consider that the type of men that these women want don't want them. That never even comes in. They never even factor that into the equation. Marriage is still based on love of money maybe, but it is also fundamentally an economic transaction. Many young men today have little to bring to the marriage bargain, especially as a young woman's education levels on average now exceed their male suitors. Oh, shit. Once again, they're missing all the points. Every point has been missed. It's the fact that guys like me are staying single because we don't believe women are bringing anything to the marriage bargain. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. Too much risk, not enough reward. Why would we do this?